What's going on, everybody? We are live. I'm going to do some chat on the whiteboard. I'm going to answer questions. So if you're watching the recording of this, stay tuned. I'm going to do a ton of really great question answering, and I'm going to do some cool stuff on the whiteboard as well. Usually don't do whiteboard stuff on YouTube, so you're in for a treat. So hang around. And we will go from there. So let me know where you're from in the chat box. This is gonna be an awesome live, a different live than I've ever done before. Make sure to like, comment, and share this, please. It really helps. It really helps get this out to more people. So whether you're watching this right now live at 2:02 Central, or you're watching this next week or later today or whenever, please like this, comment on it, share it. It really helps the algorithm. So if you're just logging on, let me know where you're from in the chat box, like, comment, and share this. What I'm going to do on this live is I'm going to answer questions as well as go on the whiteboard and talk about a passive wealth trifecta. So let me know where you're from. California, got you. Nice. From Dan from New York. What's going on? I've seen you before on here, I believe. So let me know where you're from. What I'm going to do on this live is introduce myself here in about 20 seconds. Then I am going to talk about a passive wealth trifecta. I'm going to talk about how I make $6K a day passively. So if you're interested in how I make $6,000 a day without doing anything, I'm getting ready to talk about it here in a minute. We got New Jersey, we got Central Illinois, we got Ohio, we got Houston, we got the DMV in the house, we got Beth from Florida, we got John from Texas. Let me know where you're from in the chat box and start to fill up that chat box with questions. Before we get going too much further, make sure to check out the description below after this for my free training. There's a link there for a free training. So let's talk about how I make $6,000 a day passively with the passive wealth trifecta, and then let's get to answering questions. So let's get the ball rolling. Continue to fill up the chat box with where you're from, and continue to do that. And let me know where you're from, and let's get rocking. So this is how I make $6,000 a day. All right. This is the passive wealth trifecta. It's something that I'm sure some other people call something else, but this is what I call it. I'm getting ready to do a YouTube video and probably TikTok and Instagram about it as well. But I wanted to give you guys first pass at this passive wealth trifecta, how I make $6,000 a day. Again, if you haven't, like this video, comment below where you're from. How many of my lives have you been on before? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of my lives have you been on? Write that number in the chat box watching this live or after the fact. Getting ready to show the passive wealth trifecta after I pick up my pen. And then I'm going to strictly do a Q&A and answer questions for like 45 minutes. So throw your questions in the chat box now. I will get to all of them, I promise. All right, here's how I make $6,000 a day. Hope you can hear me in the mic. All right, so I have 25 million in real estate, meaning I own $25 million worth of real estate. Every single day, that real estate goes up a little bit, not a ton, but it definitely goes up a little bit every single day. Recently, a lot, but over time, always real estate goes up in value, right? So every single day, if I owned $100,000 in real estate, it's going to go up a little bit every single day. It's going to be worth $100,003. The next day it's going to be worth $100,005. The next day it's going to be worth $100,007. You get the gist of it, slightly increased, but 25 million, it goes up a good chunk. That's not the 6K, all right? Now, also, I have 15 million. So this is real estate owned, and this is debt. So I have $15 million worth of debt that I owe the banks, but every single day, the tenants pay that mortgage down. So every single day, properties go up in value a little bit. Every single day, tenants pay the mortgage down just a little bit. And continue to fill up the chat box with questions. I see some from Andy, from Bethany, from Central Coast Rod. So what's up, Hans? Make sure to throw all your questions in the chat box as I will get to them. But let me know how many of my lives you've been on before. If you haven't, let me know where you're from. Do that. Let's finish this and then let's get to questions. So you get what I'm saying. Every single day, my properties go up in value, and every single day, the tenants pay the mortgage down. Yes, we calculate that monthly, and yes, every month we pay the mortgage. But I have a $65,000 mortgage. Probably, I don't even know, maybe I would say, I don't even know what percentage of that is principal, but a good chunk of it. So every single day, my principal is getting paid down and my property is going up in value, plus cash flow. Let's say I make, about $30,000 a month in net rent. So by the day, that's $1K a day for my cash flow. Then the properties go up in value every single day. 25 million of them go up in value about 3K. And then every single day, the mortgage gets paid down about 2K. So all that combined in my goofy math is about $6,000 a day. Is that exactly right? Is it 5,200? Is it 6,300? It doesn't really matter. The point is, properties go up in value, tenants pay the mortgage down, and you get cash flow. That is the passive wealth trifecta. It's a thing that's out there that real estate does. I just think it's really, really powerful, and it's a good analogy and a good, I don't get 6K put in my pocket every single day, but my net worth goes up. That properties go up in value, tenants pay the mortgage down. It's probably more than that. So, cash flow and debt pay down is standard. Properties going up in value this much, not like forever, but for now, that's what's happening. And even if it doesn't go up as much, then it'll be 5K a day. Regardless, I am getting wealthy as properties go up in value, as tenants pay the mortgage down, and as I continue to create cash flow, all passively. All right. Did that make sense to everybody? Does everybody think that's cool? To me, that's really cool. Throw in the chat box. Do you think that's cool? Do you think that's silly? Do you not believe it? Just let me know what your thoughts are. Because I'm going to create more content around it, because I think it's just a simple way to show the value, the power of real estate. Passively, it's going up every single month. All right, so let's get to some questions. Let me know your feedback on that, please. Again, share this live. Make sure you're following my TikTok, my YouTube, and my Instagram. I go live on all 3 platforms under the name SamFasterFreedom. I'm getting ready to get to questions. Andy, your question. So keep your questions coming. I will get to all of them, I promise. So Andy's question is, how do you structure paying back private money lenders? So it depends on the deal and the lender. But usually a private money lender, you will pay them just at the end. So if you borrow $100,000 from a private money lender, after your project's done, you usually will pay them, their $100,000 plus interest gained. You usually don't pay them monthly. It's usually all at the end, kind of like a balloon payment. Keep the questions coming. Bethany, how do you transfer money with wholesaling? What banks do you use? We use all local banks, and the title company takes care of all of the money transfer and check writing and everything. First timer, do you need a private lending source? Yes and no. Yes, you need a private lending source to be successful and scale, but you don't need one to get started. Not very many people have one, so just work on finding deals. Would you guys rather have me answer questions or do a little bit more do a little bit more talk on the board? Like on the board, I can talk about how to buy rental properties and walk you through debt, or we can answer questions. So give me some votes in the chat box. So over here, you see that? So 1 is Q&A, and 2 is debt and rentals whiteboard. All right, so let me know. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to answer a few more questions, but let me know where you want to take this live, all right? Sorry for the delay, not good TV. You don't want to stare at my front anyway. It's not that good. So give me some votes. Votes 1 or 2, Q&A or debt rentals whiteboard. All right. Do we need private lender? Answer that one. Let's get to what if you don't sell in the contingency period? Then the contract's void. If he was talking about one when I was live earlier on TikTok and Instagram. You get a 2-week contingency period, and I can do that on this board again if you want. And then if you don't sell, the contract's over. You let the seller know, hey, I'm not going to close on this. I'm going to exercise my contingency, and you're just fine. What's up, Hanzo? Chevy Corvette from TikTok. Thank you, sir. Any votes on here? 1, 1, 1. All Q&As. I love it. No big deal. That's perfect. Let's just get to Q&As then. There's no problem with that. If you want me, I go on the whiteboard all the time on TikTok, YouTube, or on YouTube and Instagram, or Instagram and TikTok. So just make sure you're following me at SamFasterFreedom on all my platforms. All right, perfect. All right, there we go. Thank you for all the votes, everybody, and keep them coming. The more comments, the better. Let me know who your favorite actor is in the comment section. I just want to get more interaction. I'm going to answer your questions. Is it hard to find buyers? Hans, no, it's not. It's extremely easy to find buyers if you have a deal. If you don't have a deal, it's hard to find buyers. But right now, I don't know why I'm using the whiteboard mode. So, but right now, supply is really high. Right now demand is really high and supply is really low. So the fact that there's not enough houses out there means it's extremely easy to sell a good deal. Aaron, what happens if you have hard money lender and when you get refinanced, it doesn't appraise enough? So you have to come up with a difference. So Aaron's question I'll try to, for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, you borrow money from a hard money lender. And if you're going to refinance with the BRRRR method, which I can talk about on the whiteboard if y'all want, and then you can do the BRRRR method. Then when you refinance out, if they don't give you all your money back, you just have to come up with a difference. So that's why you got to be super conservative or have a little bit of reserves. And again, check out the description below for my free training after this live. Maybe I'll throw that in there so you can just have the link to that. Would like to check it out if you have any interest in that. All right, back to the comments. Let's see. As before I get to questions, nobody told me who's your favorite or your favorite actor or actress. Throw it in there. All right, so keep the votes coming. I love it. John said too. That's funny. All right, here we go. Here's a great question. Again, I'm answering just all the questions you have. The beautiful thing about Q&As is whatever. The beautiful thing about Q&As is the fact that, you might not even know the right question to ask. You may think I'm a newbie or I don't know what even to ask. Watch this. Watch the rest of this. If you're thinking about going somewhere, somebody may ask a question you never thought to ask that could change your life. How much do you typically spend on maintaining your property? So we spend $150 a month per property. So that's how much we set aside for maintenance every single month. This is not that kind of live. Sorry, just getting hot in this room. All right. So yeah, it really depends on the type of asset and the quality of it. But we put a ton of money aside every single month for maintenance, because even if it's a rehab property, you're going to have maintenance. Definitely. What do you do if you have problem tenants? You evict them. You try to make it work. You offer payment plans. You work with them. You be as flexible as possible. But eventually you just have to potentially evict them. And that's what we unfortunately have to do sometimes. Rod T, would you pay down your mortgage as fast as possible or use the cash to reinvest? This is 100% a personal question. So this is like, do you pay your house off early, your personal house? Do you pay your rentals off early to get cash flow and get security? Or do you use, as long terms as possible to get as much cash flow as possible? If you do a 15-year mortgage on your rental property, your monthly payment's way bigger, but you'll have it paid off in 15 years. If you do a 25-year mortgage on your rental property, your monthly payment's going to be less. Therefore, your cash flow will be more, but you're going to take you longer to pay it off. Right now in my business and most of your all's business, cash flow is extremely important. I always suggest getting the long term as possible so you cash flow as much now. You can always pay it off later down the line. Keep the questions coming. Throw it in the chat box. Awesome questions. Again, if you're just watching, just joining, my name is Sam. I own a real estate investing company called Faster House with my buddies Lucas and Brian. We're going to buy and sell about 250 houses this year. I also own a rental portfolio worth $25 million that I bought without using any of my own money. I talked about the passive wealth trifecta up there earlier. So if you're just joining now or just joining the past couple of minutes after this live, go back and watch the beginning and then notice the banner below with the free training. How and where do I find private money lenders that would like to put themselves in second position other than first position? Great question. So just so you guys are aware, I have, guys and gals, I have like 7 YouTube videos on this now. My free training talks about this, and my mentorship really talks about this and shows you what to do. But you're going to find private lenders. So anyways, what I'm saying is I'll give you an answer, but I have a ton of other free resources and the mentorship if you have interest. But where do you find private money lenders? They're just usually relationship based. They're usually not a rich relative. That'd be awesome. But it's usually like your grandma's neighbor, your mom's boss, your dad's best friend, a local business person. It's usually not somebody that has $10 million cash. It's usually somebody, not always, this middle-aged guy or gal that has, some money in the stock markets, that did well in their career, and they want to diversify a couple hundred, $200,000, $300,000 of their investment portfolio. They're not going to give you $1 million. They're not going to do all that up front. But if they have, $2 or $3 million in the stock market, mixed with a 401k and IRA, and they want to take some of that out and diversify into real estate, those are the types of people you need to find, and just talk about it wherever you are. Every single one of my students dismisses the fact that a private lender will find them. And then if they've been with me for more than 2 or 3 months, almost every single one has a private lender find them. Where do I find buyers while doing real estate? You're going to find them on your local real estate investing meetups and your local real estate investing Facebook pages. How do I find someone willing to sell? There's a ton of different ways to do it. I got some free resources. Again, I have a bunch of free stuff for you all. I have some free resources in the description below. So after this live, scroll down the description. You get my free training. You'll also get some free lead sources for people that are willing to sell their houses, some free trials. So check that out. Do real estate companies deal with wholesalers all the time? So we are a real estate investing company. We're going to buy 250 houses this year. Probably 80 of them are going to come from wholesalers. So we deal with wholesalers all the time. Where do you get an appraisal on the property? You go to a small local bank and they will order the appraisal for you. If you guys haven't, please like this video. It doesn't tell you to take anything for you to go down and hit that like button there in the corner or wherever it is. So please hit that like button. I would have really appreciated it. It helps this out. I just turned 18th on the 11th, and I really want to get into real estate and learn how to make money short-term and build wealth long-term. But where do I start? All right, so there's two things you need to do if you want to get started. This is a great question. I always want to go to the whiteboard because it's behind me, but regardless, there's two things you need to do if you want to get started investing in real estate and kind of in any business. One's self-serving for me, the other one's not. The first thing you need to do is you need to follow me at SamFasterFreedom on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. If you have all three platforms, go follow, hit the notification bell. The reason I say that is because I give away more free information than anybody. So all the questions that will come up as you get started are answered on my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So follow me and other people that are talking about it. You don't have to just follow me, but the point is follow other successful real estate investors. So follow me if you're not. That's step one. Step two is get involved in your local community. Whether you want to, open up a local, restaurant, you want to get into some type of other local business, open up a gym, get into commercial real estate, get into residential real estate. You have to get to know people in your market and know the players, know the names, know where things happen and transact. You do that by joining your local real estate investing Facebook groups and joining your local real estate investing meetups. Yes, the Facebook groups have a bunch of tire kickers, but the meetups are legit and the Facebook groups have good people in them. So 2 steps: follow my TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and then join your local groups. If you do those 2 things, you will be well on your way to being successful. Will it take hard work? Will it take, dedication? Will it take, perseverance? Yes, but you will be just fine. I promise. The only failed real estate investors are the ones that quit. Do you get a private contractor to check the property before putting it under contract? If not, how are you offering a good price? Yes, we used to at first. Or we get under contract with a contingency to walk through it with a private contractor or an inspector at first, but then we learned what to look for. Houses honestly aren't that complicated. Yes, it'd be nice to get behind every wall, but you can't simply do that. I know what to look for on foundations. I know to look at the sill plate. I know a general age of the roof. I know how to look at windows. So all the big items, I'm comfortable enough and my team are comfortable enough evaluating, so we do not have to do that. But at first, I don't think that's a bad thing by any means. Do you do any one-on-one training? Yes. So I don't really want to get into this. Spare me literally 20 seconds, please. I'm giving you free information. Yes, if you're interested, I do have a mentorship, a lifetime access, 4 main things, then I'll move on. DM me on Instagram or go to the link below if you want more information on. Number 1, it is weekly coaching calls. Number 2 is a closed Facebook group with all the top investors in the group in the country that people do deals in. Number 3 is over 200 videos explaining what to do. And number 4 is every resource we use, tools, calculators, everything to buy 250 houses a year and have a $25 million rental portfolio. So if you want to scale and do things right and have lifetime access and have a guarantee that you'll get a deal, check out the link below and or DM me on Instagram. But both of them will send you to a free training that will let you set up a call with me and my team. Thank you for that 20 seconds. For those of you who have interest, if you haven't figured it out, I give away a lot of stuff for free. If you don't have interest in the mentorship, that's okay. Does the management company evict for you? So most management companies will evict for you. So if you don't want to own rental properties or because you don't want to manage tenants and evict and deal with maintenance, we got an app for that, as they say. There's property management companies that will gladly do that. Is there a website to find buyers while doing? Yes, there are. There are websites, the Facebook groups, the meetups, as well as you can find cash buyers. I believe in the DealMachine app and PropStream and Batch Leads. So click on the link below or the description below after this, and there's free trials to everything. When I give you a free trial to DealMachine or a free trial to Batch Leads or a free trial to PropStream, it's to help you. I get paid nothing unless you continue with it. If in that free trial in the 7 days you don't see value, you cancel it. I don't get paid a dime. So it literally does nothing for me. And it's a free trial for you because I know the owners of a couple of those apps. How do you know what to pay for interest in a private lender? It really depends on what the private lender wants and what you're comfortable with. It's usually 8 to 12% annualized, meaning if it's a $100,000 loan, you're going to pay them. If you have the property, $100,000 loan, you have the property for 5 months. If it's 12% interest, you're paying them $5,000. If it's 8% interest, you're going to pay them, I think, like $833 a month times 5. So, a little bit less, like low 30 something or 3 something thousand. So it really depends. It's usually 8 to 12%. Can I get some thumbs ups in the chat box if you guys are having fun and learning a little bit? If you're not having fun, then thumbs down, but thumbs up if you're having fun, just trying to get some interaction. Do you have to be a real estate agent? No, you do not. I would suggest being a real estate agent, but you definitely do not have to be a real estate agent. It really just depends on your state and what you're wanting to invest in, but you do not have to be a real estate agent. Again, hit that like button if you have it. That helps me as well. Daniel, if I miss your question, there's a lot of them coming in. Just re-ask it. I will get to it. I will definitely look for your questions, Daniel's Garage. What's your recommendation for someone who has a 1099 job other than a W-2 job to start investing in rental property? So if you have a 1099 job, depending what job that is, if it's, if it's your own company, I guess it wouldn't be 1099 then. I was going to say there's certain tax classifications that you can use to take self-employment and make that be a W-2 income. But as far as that goes, if you don't have any W-2 income, a bank's going to want to see that. So you're going to have to figure a way around that or partner with somebody that has a good W-2 income. You bring the deals and everything to them. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hope you guys are all learning a little bit. Share this live with anybody you know that's interested in real estate investing. Share my other stuff too, if you don't mind. Do you need to apply for a permit to change a 3-bedroom house to a 4-bedroom house? It depends on your municipality. Most likely, yes, but it just depends on your local municipality. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Daniel, or Daniel's Garage, ask your question again. Did I get to it or did I miss it? Let me scroll back up. Doesn't really make for good TV. I don't see a question. Oh, here we go. I bought a house 2 years ago for around $67 a square foot. It's worth $110 to $115 now, giving $100,000 in equity. So if you have the $100,000 in equity, you have 3 choices. 1, leave it in there, be secure. 2, do a home equity line of credit. It's not really, if it's not your personal house, it's just called the line of credit. But anyways, you can pull out 80% of that equity and use only when you're using it, or you can do a cash out refinance. You don't pay taxes on the cash out refinance though. So if you have a place for the money, I think it's fine to do a cash out refinance in my opinion. If you don't have a place for the money, I think a HELOC makes sense, a line of credit. So, you're not getting charged if you're not using it. Keep the questions coming. Hopefully you guys are getting value out of this and you've liked this video. Everybody on here, I need to have at least 30 likes when I'm done with this, please. Just to show that I'm providing value and to help, that will help YouTube push this more after this live's over. How do you feel about wholesaling on-market properties? I'm worried about proof of funds. So yeah, on-market properties are pretty tough to wholesale because you need proof of funds. And if you don't have that, you're probably screwed. And 2, everybody's seen it. Everybody has someone in their company that's scouring the MLS. And so we don't really make a ton of money. We buy a handful of on-market properties a year, but not very often. Do you also Airbnb? I have $25 million rental portfolio. Let's write that down. Let me show you just so I can get up on the whiteboard so I can stand up. So my portfolio is worth $25 million. Rough estimates, I would say I probably have about maybe probably 13 million in single family rentals, long-term rentals, probably about 10 million in apartments, and probably about 2 million in self-storage. So anyways, that's me and Luke's rental portfolio in a nutshell-ish. So anyways, I don't know why I wrote that, just so you could see it, I guess. All right. Brandon, how do you get a private lender deal? They get interest. So a private lender loans you $100,000, and then 6 months later, you'll probably be giving them like $106,000 or $108,000 back. So they're going to make $6,000 to $8,000 on you in real estate and not have to do anything. So it's a beautiful thing. Do you know if we can do a 1031 on our residential family? If it's like-kind property, you should. If it's your own personal residence, you don't pay taxes. If it's just you own it, then you can have $250,000 of tax-free money. Or tax-free, no, you don't have to pay back in the future. It's not even tax deferred. If it's you and your wife or you and your husband, or you and just a partner, domestic partner, then you don't have to pay taxes for up to $500,000. So if you're making less than $500,000, $500 or less, you don't pay taxes on it anyway. David, 50K in deferred maintenance on a property found after purchase, tackle all at once or rehab loan. I would get as much of it out as you can right now before the refinance on the rehab part. I would do as little out of cash flow as future in the possible. Thanks for providing value. I appreciate you all. This again, hit that darn like button. And then if you guys have interest, check out that free training below. Check out my free trials in the description below. If you don't like them, then cancel them. I don't care. I don't get paid anything on your free trial. I guess I keep saying that just because some people think I do. Have you helped as a private lender for other people? Yes. A couple of people in the office, though. I'm not going to lend out to people I don't know, lend out just a couple people in the office, but we're actually kind of lend to our company. I have some paid off rentals. We have lines of credit on that we borrow against in our other company. So I'm able to make a little money on it. I run Airbnb and want to expand. I'm learning the burrs. I love it. Kyle, I literally do live, eat, sleep, and breathe the burrs method: buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. I got an incredible mentorship that teaches it at lifetime access high level, and then I'm coming out with like a high level exclusive experienced only mastermind mid next year called Scale. This is going to be a weekly call with me, but that's not right now. Just get in my network, follow my socials, get in the mentorship, and then you'll have access to that in the future. Do you always find the deal first, then the buyer? Yes, usually, but you can find a buyer that you know is looking for houses in the area and find the deal, and then just already know you have a buyer baked in, but usually you find the deal first. Jason, I am looking for my first wholesale deal to burrs. I am not finding many in my target area. Just be patient. It's hard to find deals right now. Supply is low. Again, the mentorship, my YouTube talks about it for free. My TikTok, Instagram talk about it for free. My free training talks about how to find deals, but my mentorship literally has 30 different ways to find off-market deals. So if you're really interested in growing now, definitely check out the link below that you see flashing to get the information on the mentorship and free training. If not, just enjoy the free stuff. But yeah, we buy 250 houses a year. So I know how to find deals and we teach it through all that other stuff. So hope that you guys enjoyed this. I go live every Wednesday. Make sure you're following my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at SamFasterFreedom. If you're interested in the mentorship, DM me on IG or hit the link below. Oh, a couple more questions popped up. Can you be my private lender? I will not do that, but I can help you find private lenders and I can help you find hard money lenders. I can help you do everything. Hey, I tried the BRRRR method of property. Turns out mortgage plus maintenance are greater than rent. So then lead to negative cash flow. I would get out of that deal as quickly as possible. If you have equity, if it doesn't cash flow off the bat, I would get out. Lose as little money as possible. You could, mortgage plus maintenance is greater than rent. You could still have equity in there. So I would sell that ASAP and get into one that's good and let me help you get into one that's good. Anyways, y'all let me know where you're from earlier. So thanks for being here. I will go live next Wednesday at 2 Central. Please follow my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And DM me if you have on Instagram if you're interested in my free training. Check out the link below. Watch my other YouTube videos. Peace out.